Hey darlings, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Venus and I'm a psychologist and a teenage girl coach. As someone who journals a lot, I wrote down everything we're going to talk about today. So grab your pen because we are about to learn. Today we're going to be talking about clarity. What do you think clarity is? Today's topic is very important. Clarity is a byproduct. Now you have to change your mindset around clarity to grow. These are 5 things you've gotten wrong about clarity, and it is limiting you. We're going to start from the very last, that's the 5th one, and right up to number 1. Now, I always save the best for the last. Stay with me, darlings. Stay with me. What are some things about clarity that we've gotten all wrong that is limiting us? Now, the 5th one is this. Clarity is what you find. And I know, because a lot of times people say, I'm trying to find clarity. You don't find clarity. You build clarity. Clarity is built over time by doing. So you will not sit down and you'll find clarity. You might try to think. You want to think a lot about it before you take an action. You will not find clarity. Do you know why? Because clarity is not something you find. It's something you build over time. I'm saying this from an experience. So to every young girl outside, you think you want to grow, you want to achieve this, you want to build yourself, and you're trying to find clarity. You're not going to find it. It's something you build by doing. Now stay with me. Number 5 will lead us to number 4, which is clarity feels like certainty. And I know, because I'm guilty of this too. Oh my God, I'm guilty. Clarity feels like certainty, and this is not true. Most times when things are not so clear for me, I feel like I am sitting on a fence. And the moment it's clear, I feel like I am certain. And it's completely wrong. Because sometimes you might have clarity, but you're not certain. I'll give you an example. Let's say that you want to move to Lagos. No, scrap that. Let's say you want to move to Abuja. Now you're already clear that this is where you want to go to. Maybe for your university studies or for anything, you want to move to Abuja. You're clear on that. But are you certain? Are you certain that Abuja is the right one for you? And this happened to me because for a long time, I wanted to go to a particular city. And after a while, I was like, the realization was shocking. I had to, and I always talk about my mentor, but the realization was shocking to figure out that this city that I was so clear that yes, this is where I want to go to. I am not going there anymore. I have to go to another place. Because that was what was certain. So most times, clarity is not certainty. Clarity might not always feel like certainty. You might want clarity, and then when you get clarity, you're not certain that this is actually what it is. And then most times we now doubt whether or not we have clarity. The point is, you shouldn't always pair the two together. Clarity is clarity. Certainty is certainty. Right? You shouldn't pair the both together. If you're clear about your vision, that's one thing. If you're certain that these are the steps to take towards your vision, that's another. Okay? So sometimes clarity will not always be certainty. At least it will not always feel that way. And sometimes it might. But the fact that it doesn't feel like certainty doesn't mean you don't have clarity. Okay? It doesn't mean you keep going back and back in circles, because most times that's what we see. We see that most times when clarity doesn't feel like you're certain, it tends to feel like you're going back and round and round and round in circles. But that's not true. That's not true. It's because sometimes clarity doesn't always feel like certainty, and that is fine. Now this will lead us to the 3rd one. which is clarity is a one-time thing. Making this video, I'm reflecting on my life, and I'm like, it's a long time coming. Growing up, I used to think that once I discover what I want out of life, then I'm done. For example, this is the course I want to study in school, and after school, this is where I want to work, and after 1 year, I want to do this, and after 2 years, I probably do that, and maybe when I'm 27, I can fly around the world, or I can, speak at board meetings. That's clarity, right? But the truth is, you're always going to find clarity at different stages of your life. And the one you thought you had clarity on will cease to be clarity. You're going to change it. I'll give you an example. One time I was thinking, as a young girl, I was also always saying something that I wanted to speak at events. I wanted to be a speaker at events, right? Now, I went to the university and I started speaking at events. And then I realized, no, this is not what I want to do. True, I want to speak at events, but that's not it. I want to change policies, right? So I want to speak at board meetings. I want to speak where change can actually happen. I want to represent my country. I want to represent the belief that I have. I want to represent my advocacy, right? And so it goes beyond just speaking on stages. And so at what point did I then realize that, okay, this is not exactly what I want to do. I want to do something else, something bigger. The point is that because clarity is not a one-time thing, at every stage of your life, you're going to change. You're going to change your ideas. You're going to change what it is you feel like you want for yourself. You're going to change the steps that you believe you were supposed to take towards achieving those dreams and those goals for yourself. And that does not mean that there's anything wrong with you. That does not mean you don't have a good vision or a good plan. It simply means that at every stage of life, you are going to get clarity because you are moving. A moving person, a moving woman, a moving man will always find clarity. So, clarity is not a one-time thing. This leads us to the second one, which is clarity makes us know every single step to take. And it's not true. There's this analogy I like to use. So imagine you're standing in a circle. Now there's a light being shown where you're standing. And so you can see where you're standing, and you can see maybe a little bit of distance from where you're standing. But you can't see what's very far. At least not very well. You can't really see. So for each step you take, the light follows you. And each step you take, the light follows you. And that's exactly how clarity is, right? So most times when you want to take a step, you might not have clarity, but you have to take a step either way. You might not know where this is going, but you have to take a step either way. You have to keep moving. You're not going to know everything. That's why life is life. But you're not going to know everything, but you have to keep moving with the light. So from every step you take, you become clear on certain things. Now, this is very important because it leads us to number one, which is you need clarity to start. It's a lie. Darling, come on. Well, you don't need clarity to start. In fact, what you need to start is to start. You get clarity by starting. You get clarity from doing. If you're going to sit down, you cannot get clarity by doing nothing. And this leads us to what is the definition of clarity? What clarity actually means? Because I speak with people and yeah, I don't have clarity. It's as if at every point in my life, a lot of people around me have clarity, but I don't. Well, what are you doing? So this is very important, right? If you're unsure of the career path to follow, you're unsure of the next line of action to take, you're unsure of where to travel to, you're unsure of this big life decision you're about to make, and you need clarity on that. What you should do is to start. And when I say start, it may sound vague, but I'm going to break it down. When I say start, I mean right there where you are. What can you do? You want to apply to study outside, but you're not sure where to apply to. That's fine. Do a research. Where are 5 countries you can think of? Canada, US, UK, 5 countries you can think of, Australia. Pick them. Do a research. Look for schools. Start doing something. What's the course you want to study? Start doing a research on the courses you want to study. That's it. Start doing something. The thing is, by the time you start moving, you start to have little clarity. The problem here is a lot of us are afraid of change. And so even when we have clarity, it's so difficult for us to pick it up because we don't want something new. Now, this is a whole different topic altogether. We're not going to treat it in this single video. We're going to treat it in the next. So if you're as excited as I am, please like my video, subscribe, follow, share with the people you think might be interested in content and videos like this. Okay, let's help more people and let's build a community around self-development for young girls, including you. So, see you in my next video.